But speaking of music, this is something I was thinking about earlier. Everybody's complaining about the quality of music. Everybody's saying, the golden era, blase, blah. I believe we got spoiled with the ease of accessibility to music. So now we don't value it. Whereas when you had the Limewires, the Bear Shares, you had to download the music, or you had to really go in the store and physically buy the music. You took more respect towards the art. Like, you really had to digest it because it was harder to get. Now you can just get any song in the world, and it's 100 songs dropping every hour on the hour. And it's just here today, gone tomorrow. You don't really respect it. Whereas before, your favorite artist, it might have took them months to put a project out. And that was the only thing they was putting out when that project dropped for another 6 months to another year. So you played the fuck out of that project. Now, nobody respects the music. Just think about BearShare or LimeWire back in the dial-up days where you had to download overnight, nigga. Me and this nigga used to be up. We did,
because we had that slow-ass computer.
We had the download. So before bedtime, nigga, we used to go through, search every artist in LimeWire and BearShare that we listened to. Every new song we seen, we'll just click them. And then whatever downloaded the next day, because they all wasn't going to download. So, boom, okay, cool.
Then we get the rest later.
Out of 25 songs, 15 downloaded. Then you get the CD, burn the CD. Now you listen to that shit all day. That made you respect the music.
We did all that, put it on the Xbox. We green now.
Man, because you had to put in work to hear the music. You had to go search it. You had to go on HipHopDX, HipHopGame.com, HipHopHavoc.com, Mixtape Murder. This before that, Piff hit the scene. So it was harder to access music back then. Or you had to go hit the bootlegger on the corner. You feel me?
Bootleggers at corners, at stores. And I think another problem is, for one, it's oversaturated, like you just said. And for two, I just think the passion that people don't have the same passion that they have for music. It's more of a trying to get rich quick scheme. It ain't about, like, I grew up loving music. I was a kid listening to music. We used to maybe rap or freestyle over beats and do stuff like that. A lot of the artists back then, that was really they dreams at a point. A lot of niggas wake up today like, I'm finna just rap. Like, I could boom, one song, pop, and I'm on. They don't care like if the music is hot or not. Then a lot of people probably ain't keeping it real with niggas in them studios. Cause
that's
niggas
another thing.
Because you know back then,
niggas in there for the vibe.
If you think about the Hot Boys in certain groups, they like, nigga, I was trying to kill you on the track. Like, nigga, and to the point you finna have to rewrite your verse fucking with me, to where it's like, nigga, this shit finna be undeniable. So I think a lot of the passion and the love for the music has been taken away.
Yeah, in my generation, we had Dat Piff, my mixtapes, right? We even had Hot New Hip Hop, which every Friday you could go on hotnewhiphop.com and you would see like the hottest songs. And that's where you would go and be like, okay, I don't know who this person is. That's how I was finding people like Smoke DZA, even Currency. I'm like, oh, let me go tap into these songs. This is cool. We had the illegal downloads and we would go, sometimes I didn't even have Wi-Fi. I didn't even have a computer. So I had to give my shit to the homie, write down a list of songs, and he bring back, like y'all said, maybe all of them, maybe not. And we would bump that shit for months until something else came out. Or we go sit, we get an album, we sit in the car, all the homies sit in the car and play it through 1-2 times, discuss it. All that type of shit that used to go on, to where we really did cherish the music, I think, way more. And we were more excited for it as well. Because we didn't really know what we were going to get. Where now it's like you get something today, you could just, it's whatever, right? Like it's all over. It's easy to access. There's no work that has to be put in. And then the content is not great as well. So I think back then, even though we would be like, damn, this shit taking forever to download, or we couldn't find certain things, or you might have to go like to Pimp a Butterfly. That was the last album that you were able to illegally download, at least for me. I had to go to 3, 4, 5 different sites, download the zip, then, you know what I mean, undownload that and get it onto my phone, where it was like it really made you cherish it. So we used to maybe complain about that, but now that it's gone, I actually do miss it because it made me more excited for music than I am now.
I think also the difference for us was like when the music was flooded, it was a lot of people making music, don't get me wrong, because it was always been a lot of people making music, but that was considered the mixtapes. That was considered the streets. So when you did have people mainstream, they might have had one, like say when 50 came out, he had Wangster. Then you had In the Club. Then you came out with the LP. But then you had a lot of other artists that you didn't see just one single, and they ran with that one single. It wasn't just one single today, one single tomorrow, one single. Like you either had to develop a whole track on the mixtape era, and then run with that, then create the album. And like you said, not paying for it maybe is keeping. And these machines, even if the machine's probably been there, it's like you have to earn your keep. You have to earn your spot in hip hop.
The
Bro,
difference
really?
between now and then is back then you had to be a connoisseur of things. So you had to go out and find the music. Now it's just there for you. You had to know what kind of clothes to wear and what shoes to wear. And niggas even took pride in that. Like, I got these J's. I'm up on this type of knowledge. Now everybody has that knowledge because you could walk into the store and it's there for you to get. Or you can go on Apple Music or Spotify and it's right there for you. So you got a lot of niggas that might be around that can make it seem like they're, you know, within the culture or they really listen to this, but they're not really connoisseurs. And I think that's a big part of what changed about music, fashion, everything is back then you had to really be a connoisseur of it. Now you don't got to be.
Yeah, anything that's easy to access really doesn't really have no value. You don't respect it. When you got to work for something, you value it. Like, I don't think y'all realize how dial-up was. You would be waiting an hour to download one song, 2, 3 songs. Imagine that shit is at 99%. Then the phone ring and your mama pick up the phone. That shit cancel. It already was buffering for 45 minutes on them last 3 little bars. And if you answered the phone, whatever you downloaded was over with. So you used to low-key have to take the ringer off the phone when you was on a computer. Then your mama come in, why my motherfucking phone ain't ring all day? She look and see boy, get the fuck off the computer. So you really like had to strategize on how to get the music. All my 80s babies know what I'm talking about. If you had that AOL dial-up, you know it was real. And with the sites like Limewire, hiphopgame.com, you don't have that no more. That was the only way to really be up on what the new song was. It was no Twitter for the artist to go directly to the fan. It was no Instagram. Oh, yo, you seen such and such, just uploaded on it was none of that. If they had to go through the DJs, or that was it. Because that was the way for an artist to directly get to the fan, was a DJ.
And even
a K Slate tape,
right.
a DJ Clue tape, a DJ Sycamore tape. Like, you had to go through a DJ outlet and pray to God that he picked your freestyle to get on to the mixtape. Not only did you have to pray to get on a mixtape, like bro said, they fighting to get the top 5 slots. If you didn't make the top 5 slots, you wasn't that deal, nigga. Niggas was tripping to get in that top 5 slot. If you was down at song number 30, niggas was clowning you. Like, you barely made the tape, nigga. So that pushed artists to go that much harder with their bars or that much harder with creating the songs. Now it's like, all right, if they ain't feeling that, cool. Throw another one out there. Throw another one out there. Throw another one out there. Hopefully TikTok pick it up and then go viral.
And then even then, going to get CDs when we was kids, it was an experience because you might have had an artist that you fucked with drop, and they'd be like, the first 10,000 copies got a DVD in it. You got a ticket to a show in it. So now you up there, lines is crazy.
Facts.
You hoping you get it. You open that bitch, hoping that the DVD is in that motherfucker. If not, you assed out. Like, nigga, I remember when we was going to give the Give What You Die Trying and shit like that. Like, we had to really be at Sam Goody at these warehouses, spending our last $15, $2, we maybe can get a transfer on the bus. We might have to share this motherfucker. He might have to pass it back to me for us to even make it.
Go over the back door.
Exactly, yeah. So
Nah, for real. Like when 50 had that DVD in there, we made sure to go get the first. Hey, bro, this is how real it was. Before the album dropped, I don't know if y'all remember, but artists used to have their own website. And then they would have like instrumentals or snippets to the song. Nigga, 50 had like
it was 3 or 4 instrumentals.
3 or 4 instrumentals, nigga. We were listening to the instrumentals.
Freestyling over the motherfuckers.
Freestyling over the instrumentals. Waiting for the audio, waiting for the album to drop. Nigga, literally going to 50s.com. This before this is 50.com.
Yeah.
This was the original 50 website. I think it was In the Club. I think it might have been Heat. It might have been Back Down. It was like 4 beats.
Yeah, it was like 4 beats.
It was like 4 beats.
And we played all fucking day.
We played back to back. Eventually, we started freestyling over this. So that's how real the love for the music was. We were sitting there on dial-up listening to instrumentals, nigga, fiending for new music. Now, you see an artist drop, you like, nigga, this is the 13th project that dropped today. I'm not even listening to it right now. I'm going to listen to that shit later.
I think, too, we really did just get spoiled, right? Like, y'all came before me and y'all had 50, J, Nas, X. We had Kendrick, Cole, Drake, if you want to talk about that, other people as well, that kind of just we never thought it would end. At least I didn't, like, really growing up and listening to these artists. And
I
then
feel
it
like
came
y'all
to
got
a
the
point.
Uzis and Yachties.
Nah, I was at
I
Uzi
believe
probably
you.
by, I was like, Uzi was, I was already out of high school for me. So I was kind of already like, it was cool, but it wasn't like when we were kids or we was using this music to get turned before the game or some shit like that. Like that's what we really used the music for motivation a lot of times for what they were saying. When we got out of high school, the music was more for fun and for partying. We used to really listen to shit for the lyrics and for that feeling of what it brought to us before then, at least for us. So shit has changed.
Yeah, I don't know what we can do to get the love for the music back because of streaming changed everything. Like I don't see being able to value the music like that unless the artists themselves up the quality of it. But with the way the game is and the way you make money now, the artists are almost working against the craft because if you work with the craft and do what people love, you miss out on money.
And you got to think too, the attention span is different. So we was used to 2 hooks, 3 verses, and stuff like that. Now you're getting songs 1 minute 50 seconds. People want to hear a verse and a hook, and that's it. Or maybe hook, verse, hook. It's over.
Like think
Or the
about
nigga
it.
just say the same thing for 2 minutes straight. Just
Think about it, bro. When Jay did Nas with Takeover,
That was like a 5-minute
it
song.
took Nas 6 months to drop Ether.
But I
Bro,
think-
if you respond to a diss now in 6 hours, niggas like, oh, you late. It's over with. 6 months. Really think about that.
But I think-
bro really went in the studio because you remember he
But
put
he
out
said-
another
now-
diss.
But they said his mama died or some shit around that time too.
Nah,
That's-
no, but fans don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
like
nah,
if you're
nah,
not
nah,
responding
you right,
instantly
yeah.
now, I'm just saying you had the leeway and the leverage to be able to do that back then. Like they would announce a project, that shit wasn't dropping for another 6 months from the announcement. You announce a project Monday, it got to drop by Friday.
But you know what's crazy? Because you say that, like when Takeover hit the streets, it was like, damn, like nigga, people didn't know. They thinking Nas cooked. So the song was able to marinate. I'm not gonna say like Not Like Us, but the way Not Like Us stretched, Takeover was stretching for a while. Like
Fact.
you're slapping that. And then he dropped the blueprint. It was like, nigga, this is heat. And then when Nas came with that Ether, you like, damn, cuz what cuz gonna do now? It's really over with.